Does he win? Can he beat him? Can he beat Canelo? Is his skill so much that he's able to bridge the weight classes?
He has a legitimate chance. Over 60% for his mind. If you say, Bernard, give me a number.
Give me a number.
He has an 85+ chance to beat Canelo. Why? He's not going in there to prove something, which will fall into Canelo's hand. He would love for him to prove something. That means you will stay there and try to prove something. But to go in there and to let him know, establish that from the...
Are you still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you feel...
Of course, yeah. I like Terence. I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the threat, and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I traveled with him to the fight.
Crawford is going to fight Canelo, because even if I have some doubts and misgivings about the size matchup, it is two action fighters who like to fight aggressively at times, not all the times, going against each other, and we'll see who can open the other person's tuna can, so to speak.
Top boxing analysts have spoken, and it's between Canelo Alvarez or Terence Crawford. Each has their reasons to, and they might surprise you.
Oh, Alvarez thinks you're not a 54-pounder. In other words, you say, nah, he's too small.
That's his take. There's a reason why Israel was so respectful in the fight. Anytime I let my hands go, he either grab me or move. For the bigger guy, you should have been walking me down. You should have been bullying me. Canelo can say, what do you say?
He just doesn't feel like you're a 54-pounder.
The odds aren't in Terence Crawford's favor ahead of his super middleweight showdown in September versus Canelo Alvarez, and that's just how he likes it. Crawford must overcome a huge strength gap when he faces the Mexican legend in the ring. Under these circumstances, for the first time in his 17-year career, he's the betting underdog. That's expected when a Hall of Famer jumps to weight classes to face another all-time great, like Alvarez. But judging by the tail of the tape, Crawford measures up nicely. The 5'8" bud actually has a height and 4-inch reach edge, though he's 37, 3 years older than Canelo. Crawford has endured less damage fighting 25 fewer bouts and 63 fewer rounds.
Yes. No stopping. Paint the rifle. Oh, come on. Oh, keep moving.
I don't need to stop him. I just need to beat him. I'm not entering the ring trying to knock out Canelo. Can it happen? Of course. Crawford told The Ring in an exclusive and lengthy interview. To me, Canelo is a smaller big guy who moved up in weight. Bigger men are often slower, and they might hit him, but he could see it coming. They may land a big punch, but he rolls with it because he came from a lower, quicker weight class. I'm also from a smaller, sharper division. In a chat with Marcos Villegas from Fight TV, Porter addressed Crawford's power disadvantage. While moving up to weight classes, Porter expressed concern about Crawford enduring 12 rounds of Canelo's shots, but noted how Canelo often fades late.
A lot of people say, oh, well, he's money hungry, he's looking at money and he's trying to cash out and this and that. I've been getting money for years. I've been getting back for a year. And I'm not stupid with my money. As you can see, I don't buy no Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and you know what I mean, walk around with 100 people around me and got all this jewelry that I bought. Like,
Porter believes Canelo will open the fight aggressively, trying to wear Crawford down before tiring in later rounds. Crawford, on the other hand, might have the stamina edge as the fight progresses. Yet despite that, Porter seemed unsure who truly had the upper hand, he said. But there are so many factors that define a champion. When it comes to analyzing all the pieces Terence Crawford brings, that conversation could easily last a full hour.
Components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out.
Shawn Porter, who lost to Crawford via 10th round stoppage during their 147 lb title fight, believes Canelo doesn't hold the upper hand here. Speaking of fight hype, Porter praised his former foe's advantages over the aging Alvarez. "Don't just think about strength," he warned. "Boxing is more than power. Who's smarter? Who's more athletic? Faster? Endurance? Experience? You add it all. And it leans in Terence's favor." Crawford recently shared a photo of a scale showing 186 pounds. When asked about his current weight, he laughed and replied 140.
He'd come and be like, "Canelo?"
Yeah, you know how Billy do it too, yeah.
I'd be like, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
So every time he say that, you know, I just be like gradually getting into like looking at like, okay. And he's not that big. You know, he heavy, but he not that big.
Right.
You know, and I'm just like, all right. I'm laughing, but at the same time it started hitting me like, all right, man.
Crawford's career started in 2008 as a 137-pound fighter. He earned a lightweight title, then became undisputed at 140 and 147 today. He holds the WBAS 154 lb belt after beating Israel Madrimov last summer. Canelo started fighting in 2005 as a 15-year-old weighing 139 and later collected titles at 154, 160, 168, and 175. He could become a two-time undisputed super middleweight champ if he defeats William Skull on May 3rd in Saudi Arabia. If he gets hit clean with a sharp shot, he can definitely be hurt, Crawford stated confidently.
Crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. So that's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that, Canelo.
He's not a robot. He's human like me. He bleeds like me. I won't enter that ring thinking I can't hurt him. At the same time, I'm not hunting for the knockout. I'll fight smart. If the knockout shows up, I'll take it. Canelo's only two career defeats came from Floyd Mayweather and Dmitry Bivol. He met Mayweather in 2013 as a young rising star. Many believe Terence Crawford shares Mayweather's style, suggesting that defeating Crawford could prove how much Canelo has evolved since that early career lesson.
I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter, and I always say that. No disrespect him, but you know, sometimes it's a little crazy that people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big, which he is big, and everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face Crawford.
Discussing the Crawford bout, Canelo told The Ring, "Everyone wants it, but I have to handle May first. We'll see what happens. I know what fans want, but I need to take care of the school fight first." Speaking on the Crawford-Mayweather comparisons, Canelo said he now has the experience to show fans he's different. "I always believed I just needed more years before facing Floyd, but I learned from that. I don't blame myself. I've grown. This is a chance to show who I truly am now," he added.
Fighter 147, who is smaller than Charlo. So no make sense when you guys say that right now. At the end of the day, I don't want to have credit to face Crawford, but you know, you never know. You never know in boxing. I'll go up and down and fight everybody out there. So it's possible.
Barry McGuigan believes Terence Crawford can defeat Canelo so much that he's already mapped a strategy he hopes Crawford adopts. In a chat with Betway, the former champion gave his take on the anticipated showdown without hesitation. Crawford needs to return to what made him dangerous: his power and timing.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody. Like, you got to show me that you can beat.
He's an old school throwback, much like Sugar Ray Robinson, known for precision. He must strike early and avoid planning his feet too long. McGuigan noted that Crawford needs to box smart, avoid slugfest. Canelo loves to trade punches. He said, Crawford won't want that early. He'll be evasive and slippery. If not, he'll be dragged into a trench war, and that could be disastrous.
Canelo's now 10-0 at super middleweight, but largely untouchable at this weight class. Why do you believe that you're the man to knock him off?
Some of the best. That's why. That's why everybody gonna come and watch September 12th.
All right, bud. Good luck on September 12th.
Thank you.
When Canelo starts fading, press him then trade. But Canelo's savvy. Barry warned. Recently, Tim Bradley demanded that Canelo give Crawford the fight he's chased, though 37. Crawford craves the bout, but he won't fight through 168 or 175's toughest contenders. Canelo, the current unified super middleweight king, is told not to avoid Crawford. Critics call it Crawford's golden parachute for retirement, a massive payday, before stepping into luxury living in Beverly Hills during his post-boxing years.
For Crawford to call you out at 68, say that he can beat you at this weight?
No, you know, everybody wants to fight with me, so it's fine.
That being a biggest fight possible in boxing, is that something you'd actually be interested in?
You know, it's crazy when you ask him about that, because you say, your matchup is coming out of other weight classes and and he's welterweight. So don't make sense. But if the fight made sense.
And you can see the same tendencies that Canelo has now, but he's a lot older now. But I just think that Terence have more skills than Lara, and I think he can do more. And you're saying that, Canelo is a super strong guy.
Crawford may have reached his limit by looking lackluster in his August 3rd bout against 154 lb champ Israel Madrimov. Terence looked older and was eating right hands all night. After such a showing, why would Canelo take the risk? Canelo, don't run. Bradley said on his YouTube channel, you already ducked Benavidez. You don't care what people say. You walk around Mexico like you don't care that fans think you're avoiding tough fights. Make this fight with Crawford. It's what people want. Let Crawford prove his greatness to the world.
You already know, if you ever wrestled before, the person that got better technique usually win. It don't matter how much the weight they have or what they carrying around. It's the technique. Crawford knows how to take care of himself on the inside.
Everyone's talking about size. Canelo's knocking him out. But when was Canelo's last KO? Stop that. He's knocking Crawford out. Canelo is 5'8", same height. He began at 147. He's not a natural 168-pounder, said Bradley. Yet Canelo is stronger and more powerful. At 37, Crawford barely edged Madrimov at 154. Fans say he's too small and old to jump 14 pounds for Canelo's titles. Bradley's opinion hasn't been well received in boxing circles, drawing criticism from fans and analysts backing Canelo instead.
He knows how to smother. He knows how to tie up. He knows how to rough guys up. He knows how to turn guys. He understands weight distribution, man. You know, not only that, the only way that I see Canelo beating Crawford is he got to knock him out.
On the All the Smoke podcast, Andre Ward undefeated in 30 to pro bouts named to dream fights he wants most. Canelo versus Terence Crawford or Canelo versus David Benavidez. 2 choices, Ward said. Fight someone your size or pick the smaller guy Terence Crawford.
The most skilled fighter today.
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Tyke Shakur, Devin, Boots.
Boots is my favorite.
It's a lot of them, and they skillful in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that, like, I can bet the house on is Bud. Because me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room.
In the potential Canelo-Crawford clash, Ward is backing the man from 3 divisions lower. I'm not betting against Terence, not against anybody, Ward said. When talking about elite fighters today, Ward calls Crawford someone you'd bet your house on. I bet my house on Bud, he declared. We think alike. He's got skill. Yes, but his mind and heart make the difference. Not many guys like that. A lot talk big. But when the challenge is truly 50-50ths, that's when we see who's real.
Arguing about basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. You gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So skillful, yes.
He's built differently. He's got that dog in him. That's what excites me when it matters most. He becomes that guy. Shocker Stevenson, who calls Terence Crawford his big brother, also believes Bud can beat Canelo even while conceding a 14 lb disadvantage. While Charlo dismissed the matchup, Canelo claims he's uninterested due to the size gap. Stevenson disagrees, saying fights are won by skill, not size. With his southpaw stance, slick footwork, and sharp technique, he insists Crawford has the tools to trouble Canelo badly.
Bud could beat Canelo. Like I said, I've been saying this. I don't think size win fights. I think skills do. So yeah, I think like being a southpaw with good movement and sharp boxing, it'd be hard for Canelo with that hot guard to walk him down and load up on them big hooks. I think Bud would be Canelo.
Speaking to TV, Stevenson said, Terence Crawford runs the game now. As for his next bout, Stevenson wants Crawford versus Charlo. Even though Charlo is already set to fight Canelo, Stevenson thinks Crawford would win. He's a southpaw with great footwork and sharp boxing. Canelo would struggle walking him down and loading power shots. I wish Charlo wasn't facing Canelo, but it is what it is. I still believe Bud beats Canelo. I just know it. Skills beat size.
Tell us what's going on in that situation, and can that happen next?
We shall see, you know. Who knows?
That smile's telling me something else, bro. I think it might be on the line, no?
Just saying, man. We can't say it's not gonna happen. We can't say that it is.
Another man who understands undisputed greatness is Evander, Holyfield champion at cruiserweight and heavyweight. That's why he recently met with Crawford. Holyfield gave his thoughts on the Canelo-Crawford fight in an interview with Fightub TV, saying he believes this might be one step too far for Crawford. Beating Canelo will be difficult. He's basic but a very good fighter. Still, Crawford has what it takes.
And get the guy before he get got. And so, you know, that's the art of the game of boxing. It's about how you gonna receive to take it from him, but finding a way how to take it from him. You know, if you just as strong as me, and you just as fast as me, I know I just can't run up there in the counterweight. Cause can't nobody run up from me that in the counterweight. Until they gonna get it. Absolutely. And so, you know, this could be a technical fight that both these guys can find out what.
Crazy like that before. And just say he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it.
You posted the other day, there's a picture of you in a Rolls Royce, and you said that the quote is, "I can't remember how many of these I gave away." Tell me about that.
I don't know. Yes, when we used to have money, it's safe. And when I had one, you know, you're not accustomed to that shit.
Yeah, but not every.
According to Holyfield, even though Canelo is a very skilled puncher, he tends to fade late in longer fights. Mike Tyson once pointed to the Bivol fight as proof. As the rounds go on, Canelo's accuracy and power drop. This gives slick, durable opponents a chance to take over during the later stages. Canelo's defense also shows cracks sometimes due to fatigue, sometimes due to over-aggression, making him vulnerable to clean counters when focus slips.
See, a big guy tried to get today. Never let us down, bro. It'll be a tough one today, huh?
Yeah, I think we can tell.
Who's gonna win?
Crawford.
Okay.
Everyone wants to know what you're gonna do to Jake Paul in a few months' time.
That lack of defensive consistency can cost Canelo, especially against someone like Crawford, who punishes mistakes and lands with expert precision, Holyfield added.
Hey, Mike, Canelo Crawford. Crawford's in the building. Canelo fights this weekend. What do you think of that fight?
Where's the fight gonna be at?
Well, they say in Vegas, maybe in September, but Canelo's got to get through.
I said Crawford too. I'm just, it's really a pick'em fight. How you feel? I'm gonna be happy either way.
Another known Canelo weakness is against mobile opponents. Fighters like Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Plant gave him trouble with movement and angles. And that's all for now. Like, share, and subscribe for more updates. Until next time, peace.